Hello, welcome back to Rocky's Funny Past channel. I am Rocky. Previously, I finished Era of the Warring States. Today, I'm going to begin to talk about the three kingdoms such as Baekje, 고구려, 신라, and Gaya. Wait, I mentioned about three kingdoms, but there are four names. Why? The reason is Gaya failed to meet the requirements of being called as ancient kingdom. The key word here is ancient kingdom. To meet the requirements, the ancient kingdoms had to have four key factors such as hereditary succession of the throne, adoption of Buddhism, enactment of law codes, and territory expansion. Except Gaya, the other three kingdoms met the requirements. However, Gaya failed to meet the requirements. Therefore, we call the era as Era of the Three Kingdoms, even if they lived in and shared the same era. How about their historical periods? All of them had long periods in their histories. Baekje lasted for 678 years with 31 kings. 고구려 lasted for 705 years with 28 kings. 신라 lasted for 992 years with 56 kings, including era of the unified 신라. In case of Gaya, they lasted for about 520 years. As I talked about the 5 stages of the rise and fall of nations, each kingdom followed the stages. By following the stages, each kingdom impacted and influenced on each other's history. Also, this led them to be unified by 신라 in 668 AD. Each kingdom faced their golden ages at different times and in the order of Baekje, 고구려, and 신라. Therefore, I will begin to talk about Baekje first. Koreans know about Baekje, but Baekje is not familiar as 고구려 and 신라. Why? What is the reason that Koreans are not familiar with Baekje? In case of 고구려, they had huge territory on the northern Korean peninsula and Manchuria. In case of 신라, they unified the three kingdoms and they lasted 267 years longer after the unification. Also, 신라 left the most records of their history as they unified the three kingdoms, and the history is always written in the victor's view. What about Baekje? It seems like they were only located at the southeastern part of Korean peninsula by causing no impact in Korean history. Is it real? Is it true? No, it's not. Baekje was a cultural superpower. According to 삼국사기 or History of the Three Kingdoms, Baekje is written as a nation that is splendid, but not extravagant. Why? To answer for this, you need to look at map of Baekje. Baekje had two seas on their west and south. This advantage led Baekje to cultural superpower. Baekje adopted new cultural elements from China through the Western Sea, and then they recreated them. After their recreation, they transmitted their cultural elements to Japan through the Southern Sea. This situation can be called as the beginning point of K-wave in Korean history. In Baekje's history, there was a famous king, King Geunchogo. He used this advantage and engaged in trade as far as the Liao Sea region, Shandong Peninsula, the southern China, and Kyushu in Japan. This shows Baekje was such a powerful kingdom by influencing its power in overseas. Moreover, Baekje's rock-hard relationship, which was forged at this time, brought huge impact at the war of Baekje versus 신la and the Tang dynasty of China's allied forces later. There is one unique point in Baekje's history. They didn't have the founding myth like the other kingdoms. In case of 고구려, 신라, and Gaya, All of their founders were born from eggs. However, Onjo, the founder of Baekje, was a son of Jumong, the founder of Goguryeo. Jumong already had a son before he left from Buya. After he escaped from Buya, he met a lady, Sosono. After that, Yuri, the left behind son in Buya, came to Goguryeo and became the second king of Goguryeo. After that, Sosono took her sons, Biryu and Onjo, to the south. After they came to the south, Biryu stayed at Michuhol, present Incheon City in South Korea, and Onjo stayed at Wireseong, present Seoul City in South Korea. Biryu failed in founding his kingdom. Michuhol was nearby seashore, so the land of Michuhol was infertile and the water was salty. So this environmental situation made it difficult for the people to live, so they scattered. Also, Biryu saw his younger brother Onjo had settled in Wireseong, a fertile region where the people gathered and the country was prospering. Biryu gave up to found his own kingdom but went to Wireseong. Even if Onjo welcomed him, Biryu failed to overcome his shame and had regret. Ultimately, he died later. Baekje had 5 stages of the rise and fall of nation, but they had a little different shape. Baekje had 2 times of golden age. Their history is as the following. Baekje was founded by King Onjo in 18 BC. After the foundation, Baekje had a support from Mahan by receiving a land of 100 ri, which is about 40 to 50 kilometers or 25 to 31 miles wide. On Mahan's territory, there were 54 small kingdoms. Among them, only King of Baek-Je could lead and rule Mahan. The remaining small kingdoms were feudal kingdoms, and Baekje was a feudal kingdom too. At the time, Mahan had a threat from Nangnang and Malgar in the north. In Mahan's point of view, they wanted Baekje to defend Mahan from Nangnang and Malgar. However, Baekje expanded its territory in Mahan. After Onjo founded Baekje, they faced the expansion stage. By reign of King Geunchogo, Baekje conquered the remaining region of Mahan, attacked Pyeongyangsong, the capital of Goguryeo, and even killed King Go-Guk-won, the 16th king of Goguryeo. Also, they fully secured the control of Han River. At the reign of King Geunchogo, Baekje faced the first golden age. After King Geunchogo died, Goguryeo faced its golden age, and this led Baekje to the weakening stage. The 21st king of Baekje, King Gero, was killed by Goguryeo. Then his son, King Munju, moved the capital from Hansong to Ungjin, the present Onjo city in South Korea. The 25th king of Baekje, King Muryong, focused on the royal authorities' reinforcement to stabilize the kingdom. Then his son, King Song, moved the capital to Sabi, the present Buya in South Korea. After that, Baekje attacked and defeated Goguryeo together with Silla, and then they reacquired the control of Han River from Goguryeo. Therefore, Baekje faced its second golden age. However, Baekje lost the control of Han River again by Silla's betrayal. Also, King Song was killed by Silla. After his death, Baekje faced the weakening stage again. At the reign of King Eija, the 31st and last king of Baekje, Silla and the Tang dynasty of China allied. Baekje and the allied forces had a big war, and this led Baekje to fall in 660 AD. This is a summary of Baekje's history. Unlike Gojoseon and era of the warring stage, there are many records left for era of the Three Kingdoms. From now on, I will talk about the kingdoms by each kings to explain their histories and how they follow the 5 stages by starting with Baekje. In the next, I will talk about King Onjo, the first king and the founder of Baekje. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.